We are live again. Again? Yes. We're live every single day. Saturday through Wednesday free. Thursdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. in the evening. And don't forget, Fridays you can come up on screen and you can have your say face to face. No pictures. You'll be willing to show your face. So you can come up on screen, we can have a chat. Well, Australia is having issues. As much as the UK is having issues with these people that are all, for some strange reason, pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, pro-Islamic terrorism, and pro-Islamic ideology. So we've got a couple of things to you there, and then we can dive into Sharia law. And what else have we got going on today? Oh, there's a bit of a murder going on in the name of Islam in a different country, which we'll touch on. We'll have a look at that. But Australia has been, yes. Yeah, they're blooming wasps and that, yeah. Yeah, no, they had a big fight. I'll bring it up in 2 seconds. They had a fight on Bondi Beach with all the pro-Palestine, whatever next, doing what they do. So, happy days. But yes, good afternoon to you, Electrodoc and the world. And the world. So yes, it's a case of you know, what can you do? So Storybox. You check that on YouTube. He's from Australia. He actually looked at the Islam and he calls it terrorism. God knows what, so it doesn't get shadow banned, which is a good idea because obviously a lot of my videos seem to be getting shadow banned. Blooming YouTube, controlling the narrative, talking about asylum seekers or blooming Islam or terrorism or terrorism. But well, YouTube, shut up. I got videos like, you know, hundreds of views. The next video's had 4 views. Oh look, YouTube shadow banned. TikTok does the same. But we want to talk about it. So you know, Australia as much as the UK. There's been quite a few videos coming from Australia, like here, there, and everywhere, where they're all sort of doing what they do here and forcing themselves around Christian churches and whatnot, surrounding it, and then praying on Christian land. They've done that in England. Decided to set up their prayer mats right outside the Christian church as a way of intimidating and bullying. But you have to do that with a fake religion, don't you? There's no way. I mean, no one with a brain cell is going to be up for it. So they've got to basically force on people. But got that bad luck. 3 men are even being sought by New South Wales Police after a brawl at chaotic Bondi Beach pro-Palestine protest. So, say no more. Yep, even it, like, this is at the skynews.com.au. Even there, they're saying, like, as our news is, like, but they don't want it on their beaches, no. You go to a beach for, you know, chill out. Not for a bloomin' pro-Palestine, pro-terrorism type people. But New South Wales Police have released 3 images of 3 men, funny enough. That's what I used them up on now. Because of a big brawl that erupted last weekend, officers attached to Eastern Suburbs Police Area Command were called to the popular beach at 8 a.m. on Sunday, the 7th of September. 8 a.m. in response to an unauthorised protest. Oh, you know, that's the thing with all the pro-Islam, that they don't listen or care about any rules, this, that, or nothing else. You know, you don't need no permission, they just do it. During the protests, pro-Palestine and pro-Israel protesters clashed, with police forced to intervene in a brawl. No arrests were made at the time, but on Saturday, investigators released images of 3 men who they believe may be able to assist with their inquiries. well, whether they actually get them, but imagine that though. You're there like supporting Islamic terrorism, and then all of a sudden the police take photo or get photos of you, and they want you, but stop supporting Islamic terrorism. It's not a good look. The brawl followed a tense morning after pro-Palestine activists descended on Bondi Beach, a suburb with a significant Jewish community. See, again, intimidation. That's what they do. Videos from the scene show several hundred demonstrators waving banners and chanting as pro-Israel counter-protests gathered on the Bondi Beach steps. Rabbi Yossi Friedman posted footage of a brawl at the beach in which police can be seen separating protesters. Whatever next, they come to Bondi Beach, Bondi, where there's a lot of Jewish people. Specifically, they've come here to cause this community to bring their hate. Yeah, exactly that. But that's what it is. It's all about intimidation and bullying. The Australian Jewish Association, the AJA, supported the counter-protest, arguing the demonstration was deliberately provocative. Oh, of course it would be. It would be. That's the whole purpose. They wouldn't do it otherwise. If they weren't getting to intimidate anyone or being threatening to anyone, they wouldn't have bothered doing it. AJA Chief Executive Robert Gregory told Sky News a protest was a calculated move to cause division on Father's Day. They got nothing better to do. That's all they do is just intimidate. And it's all in the name of supporting Islam and Islamic terrorism and being pro-Palestine. I don't get it. There, I said it in every video now. I don't get it. I don't understand how people are thinking nowadays. The Australian Jewish Association was deeply concerned about the provocative anti-Israel protest at Bondi Beach. Staging such a protest in the heart of Sydney's Jewish community was unnecessary provocation. Exactly. But that's why they chose to do it, because it's the exact thing they want. Bondi is home to many synagogues, kosher restaurants and Jewish businesses, some of which have already been targeted in recent anti-Semitic incidents. With more than 100 beaches across Sydney, the decision to choose Bondi was calculated to cause division and disturbance. Yep, the more trouble they can cause, the better. And then they can play the victim, obviously. Mr. Gregory said the AJA did not organise the counter-protest, but fully supported the many residents of Bondi, both Jewish and non-Jewish, who oppose the provocation. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Police said inquiries into the incident were ongoing and have urged anyone with information about the men to come forward. Yes, because it needs to be addressed ASAP. And then we have this. Police tried to keep Jewish and pro-Palestinian groups separate on Bondi Beach. When pro-Palestine protests organised a paddle out and paper boats lining the beach in solidarity with global Suburbs flotilla. Really, police were heavily outnumbered and serious trouble was narrowly avoided. Well, let's have a look. We shall unmute it. Let's see what this video shows us today. So it's quite an impressive turnout to actually support the Jews. They're blooming everywhere. I feel safer in Australia, see them walking on the beach while these melons, I'll say melon, there's a melon that looks like a watermelon on screen. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, take your chance with Jules and blooming. I don't understand how they even allow. I know they're saying like, was it pro-Palestine, Palestine Action, like a prescribed terrorist group in organisation, all that. Get that, but so should any pro-Palestine, without a doubt. So it's a bit strange that they even allow it. I know everyone's got a right to protest, but you should never ever be allowed to protest in favour of Hamas genociding the Jews and those who are complicit, i.e. the Palestinians, when Palestine doesn't even exist. But I mean, does that actually help in any shape or form the situation that's going on? No, no, it doesn't. So I don't know what they're doing. It's all about intimidation. All about intimidation. What can I say? What can I say? But Australia having it hard. They're things going on that I've not even had our mainstream media. I mean, I don't know if they're deliberately avoiding it or what, or I don't know. But I'll have to show you because I'm like, well, why was this not actually on the actual like mainstream media? You think it would be because but Dover, yeah, they are. That's exactly what it is. Gonkwombles. I've not heard nothing about Dover. Nowhere. Have you? And on Saturday, apparently, there were people at a rally at Dover. Never knew. Didn't hear about it. If you did, let me know. But honestly, I've not seen anything mentioned about this at all on any mainstream media. On Saturday, Dover seafront was flooded with Union Jack England during the Great British National Protest. So I didn't even know nothing about it. The Kent town was filled with thousands of demonstrators, marking their first weekend of the summer holidays. Held signs that read asylum frauds, not race, not all right, not being listened to, and stop the boats now. But this story was actually posted just 3 hours ago, so it's quite a new one. The group of patriotic protesters gathered at the very same place where many small boats first reached British soil to voice their frustration over the rising number of illegal channel crossings. Well, no one's doing anything about it, are they? That's the problem. Hundreds of flags and banners filled the air, while loud chants like "Stop the boats" and "Keir Starmer's a banker" filled the air. People formed a circle on the beachfront as various speakers took turns sharing their personal stories and putting a voice to their many frustrations with the Labour government. Yep, I think that's tomorrow. We'll be talking whether Keir Starmer should go or the Labour Party should go. So tune in Thursday, 7 p.m. for that one. We'll talk whether what Labour or Keir Starmer should go, which one, or just get rid of the whole lot. You know what I mean? Just get it all out and then start anew. Is that possible? Because the UK is crumbling. I mean, I've never known anything like any government to ever ruin a country so much in a year. It's terrible. So we're talking about that Thursday, 7 p.m. So, and obviously whatever news for the Thursday. Several police vehicles were stationed at the demonstration with officers positioned at various spots throughout the town. A spokesman said to Kent Online, Kent Police is aware of planned protests expected in Dover on Saturday, July the 19th. See, even that, July the 19th, I don't even, it's now, what, September? I knew nothing about it. The forces liaising with local partner agencies and those involved in the event have been reminded of their obligations to ensure the process remains peaceful and lawful. Oh, they've even removed the video, how dare they? Officers will be monitoring the situation and sufficient resources will be in place to deliver a proportionate police response. Again, I've never heard anything about it in any shape or form. I did not know this went on. Did you know this went on in Dover? Absolutely crazy. It blew my mind. I was like, weird. But anyway, something that you may not have heard of at all in any shape or form is that 50 people were hacked to death with machetes as they mourned the dead at a funeral. Yep. Couldn't make it up. It's all going on. No, nobody wants Lammy. Useless. Here it is. Obviously, it's all going to come down once again to the ideology of Islam. Dozens of mourners were butchered with machetes at a funeral gathering in Congo when Allied Democratic Forces rebels stormed the ceremony in one of the deadliest strikes yet by the Islamic State-linked militia. Say no more. Why is this not on the news? How is this not on the news? A local official said, I can confirm a provisional death toll of 50. The victims were caught off guard at a mourning ceremony in the village of Natoya at around 9 p.m. and most of them were killed with machetes. The search is continuing. Military Administrator Colonel Alain Kiwawa later told Reuters the number stood at around 60 and warned it could climb higher as more bodies are recovered. The ADF, a Ugandan-born insurgent force that pledges allegiance to the ISIS back in 2019, has repeatedly targeted civilians in North Kivu with machetes and guns. Last month alone, they massacred over 50 people in a series of raids. In July, they slaughtered 43, including children, at a Catholic retreating commander. In that attack, multiple houses and shops were also burned down, while Catholic Christians were attending a prayer vigil at the church run by the Caritas charity. So that's your ideology and how Islam reacts. The rebels mainly attacked Christians who were spending the night in the Catholic church. Wow. Unfortunately, these people were killed with machetes or bullets. DRC's Radio Akapi said a total of 43 had been killed and blamed the ADF. More than 20 victims were killed with bladed weapons during a prayer vigil in a church. Other bodies were found in burned houses nearby. So all this in the Congo. Yet, it's not on the news. It is not on the news. How is it not on the news? What we know this morning is that there was an incursion by armed men with machetes into a church not far from Commander. DRC Army spokesman Jules Ngongo said. Pope Leo expressed deep sorrow, while the UN condemned the ADF for grave breaches of international law. But they don't care. But despite joint Congo-Uganda military operations, the rebels continue to strike. The violence is also fueling a humanitarian crisis with thousands displaced, communities shattered and peace talks stalled. Islamic State influence has continued spreading across Africa and has been spurred on by poverty, unrest and weak governance. So there you go. There's a story you didn't think you'd hear. Congo. Absolutely awful. I mean, what can we do? See, mainstream media don't talk about it, but there we are. Islamic State, Islamic ideology going through, killing Catholics, Christians. You can imagine going through like 50 people getting hacked to death by machetes. But it's a religion of peace, ladies and gents, which is, I believe, Friday's live stream at 7. Friday at 7 is Islam the religion of peace, true or false? So join me Friday at 7 for that, and don't forget Thursday at 7 for the Labour or Keir Starmer or both. Just get it all out. That's at 7 p.m. Thursday. Don't forget. But anyway, Sharia law. Texas in America bans Sharia law. I think that is absolutely marvellous. It's probably one of the best things you could do for the safety of your whole country. I don't even understand the fact that here in England, I think 85 Sharia courts. Why? When we've got a British court system. It makes zero sense. And it's believed to see all the American states are actually going to follow suit. And they would all ban Sharia law, Sharia courts, get it all out because they've got the American law system. Should the UK do the same? Should the UK ban Sharia law, Sharia courts, I mean, I'm a definite yes. I mean, you should ban mosques full stop, because I dread to think what goes on in those places. But yeah, I'll be showing you some Sharia laws as well, so you can understand it better. You see, understand exactly how all that weird ideology works. Islam's Sharia law is carved from the words of Muhammad, called Hadith. His actions called Sunnah, and the Quran which he dictated. I thought the Quran actually come down from God. They're saying that Muhammad dictated it. Another reason Islam is false. Sharia law itself cannot be altered, but its interpretation, called fiqh by muftis, Islamic jurists, is given some latitude. As a legal system, Sharia law is exceptionally broad. While other legal codes regulate public behaviour, Sharia regulates public behaviour, and private beliefs. It's times like this. Can you see the photo on the right hand side? Compared to other legal codes, Sharia law also prioritizes punishment over rehabilitation and favours corporal and capital punishments over incarceration. Of all legal systems in the world today, Sharia law is the most intrusive and restrictive, especially against women, according to Sharia law. You can get your hand cut off, look. You see it on the right, you get your hand cut off for stealing. But yes, here's some actual Sharia laws. So this will give you an idea. But yeah, I'd ban Sharia courts, Sharia law, ban the lot, get rid of it. But to understand it, I thought, right, this is the perfect bit. I found this and I was like, yes. Theft is punishable by amputation of the hands. Quran 538. Criticising or denying any part of the Quran is punishable by death. I deny all the Quran and I'll criticise it because it's fake. Criticising Muhammad, the man that used to walk around covered in semen, that married a 6-year-old and had sex with her when she was 9 and was a little bit doolally and apparently like men as well, but you know. Or denying that he is a prophet is punishable by death. Well, he wasn't a prophet, not in any shape or form, pure fake. The only time he's mentioned in the Bible is when it says beware of fake prophets. Criticising or denying Allah is punishable by death. A Muslim who becomes non-Muslim is punishable by death. A non-Muslim who leads a Muslim away from Islam is punishable by death. Dr. David, Apologetics Roadshow, for watching darling. A non-Muslim man who marries a Muslim woman is punishable by death. So you can actually get put to death for getting married. Homosexuality is punishable by death, but sodomizing boys is fine. I'll read that again. Homosexuality is punishable by death, but sodomizing boys is fine. How's that then? Is that for Muhammad? Because Muhammad was obviously a homosexual, but yet homosexuals are punishable by death. The next one says girls' privates should be cut. Girls can be sodomized until and vaginally RAPED after 8 years of age. A woman or girl who has been RAPED cannot testify in court against her. So if someone does it, you're not allowed to even say anything against them. How does that work? Testimony of 4 male witnesses are required to prove the RAPED female. 4 witnesses. The chances are of such a crime, there will be any. A woman or girl who alleges RAPE without producing 4 male witnesses is guilty of adultery. So if you actually get RAPE'd, you're forced to have sex against your will, but you haven't got witnesses, then you've committed adultery. Wow. The mentality of Islam is just laughable. You get more sense out of SpongeBob. A woman or girl found guilty of adultery is punishable by death. And that's what I've said in previous videos. 4 male witnesses to prove that you have been forced against your will to have sex with the R word. And if you make that claim but then don't have those witnesses, they will kill you. So not only are you a victim of being forced to have sex against your will, you will then be punished by death for actually saying about it without having the witnesses. That's sinking. A male convicted of RAPE can have his conviction dismissed by marrying his victim. Who on earth comes up with absolute rubbish like this? Muslim men have sexual rights to any woman or girl not wearing the hijab. Wow. A woman can have one husband who can have up to 4 wives. But Muhammad can have more. Of course he can. It's all about Muhammad, isn't it? A man can beat his wife for insubordination. So yes, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can beat your wife as a part of Islam. A man can unilaterally divorce his wife. A wife needs her husband's consent to divorce. So you can see it's very much in the favour of the male and literally oppresses the female. You can actually end up being put to death because you're next level than anything else. So it sucks being a woman in Islam. It really does. A divorced wife loses custody of all children over 6 years of age or when they exceed it. A woman's testimony in court, allowed in property cases, carries half the weight of a man's. A female heir inherits half of what a male inherits. So a female is only worth half that, even if they're brother and sister. She's only worth half of what her brother's worth because she's female. A woman cannot speak alone to a man who is not her husband or relative. Wow. And you're telling me it's not oppressive to women and it's a religion of peace. Wow. Meat to eat must come from animals that have been sacrificed to Allah, i.e. halal, which is not a nice death by slitting the throat and letting it bleed out. So it's not a humane killing of the animal, by the way. So animal rights activists will probably have a nightmare with that. You'll like this one. Muslims should engage in taqiyya and lie to non-Muslims to advance Islam. Wow, there you go. Muslims' Sharia state is the birthplace of Muhammad that has no legal code other than the Sharia law and enforces it without mercy. Saudi Arabia. But as detailed below, the Sharia law is also used in full or in part, nationally or regionally. In all these places, look at them all. I'm not going to read them all out, but you know. Absolutely crazy. The problem is United Kingdom's there, United States. The United States, Canada, United Kingdom and other European countries that resist the Sharia law, it has proven adept at infiltrating elements of the society that are left vulnerable, like politics, squeezing their way in there. The percent of Muslims who favour making Sharia law in their country is ridiculous. Egypt's military blocked the Muslim Brotherhood's efforts in this direction in 2013. 74% of Egypt's Muslims still favour Sharia law. Even in Jordan, Indonesia and Malaysia, Muslim countries with progressive images, the relatively secular ruling elite sit atop Muslim masses, 71%, 72% and 86% respectively of whom want their countries to be ruled by Sharia. It's weird, isn't it? Because everyone that's under Sharia law wants to escape. Those who are not under Sharia law move to a country and then try and force Sharia law, which everyone's trying to escape from as well. What? So you never lived under Sharia law, that's why you want Sharia law. And if you have, you don't want it and you come to this country to like escape it. And in Iraq, where the United States has been propping up democracy since 2003, 91% of its Muslims want to live under Sharia law. But that's changing now. Iraq, over 40,000 mosques have closed. They're all turning their back on it. The number of countries penetrated by Sharia law continues to grow, as does of its penetration into the countries already affected. That's what they do. That is what they do. Well, what do you think of that, ladies and gents? Leave them up there so you can see them. But that is what everyone's fighting. Absolutely crazy. Yo, 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 beats and tapes. Just in time. The Sharia Law, they're all up there. You can read them. I mean, they're absolutely crazy. Yeah, I know. It's still stuck in the 700 AD, isn't it? It's absolutely barbaric. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep. Not allowed in any shape or form. It's absolutely crazy. But a lot of it just ends up in death, really, doesn't it? Like the criticising or denying part of the Quran is punishable by death. Criticising Muhammad or denying that he's a prophet is punishable by death. Criticising or denying Allah is punishable by death. A Muslim becomes a non-Muslim, punishable by death. A non-Muslim leads away a Muslim, Islam, death. A non-Muslim who marries a Muslim woman, death. Homosexuality is punishable by death, but sodomizing boys is fine. It's his Traveling Gypsy. Thank you for commenting. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. They're not coming to escape Sharia, they're coming to take over and enforce it. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, those who live under Sharia Law absolutely hate it, but it seems to be a thing that they come here, they haven't got a clue probably about it, really. They've just been told, oh no, it's good, it's Sharia Law, it's all good. No, it seriously oppresses women big time. Don't worry about the British law, because like you say, they're going to come here and they will start forcing it. Hence why they're trying to like get into the politics and this and that, obviously, to start getting the little in there. And once they start doing that, that's it. I mean, blimey, it's going to be downhill. They start forcing their way in. But anyone who actually lived under Sharia law probably absolutely hates. I can understand what is. I was going to say have a head, really, because like a hair, her nose, her mouth, got to keep it all hidden. So eating pork is supposed to make them sick, yet the prophet is called Moham head. Yep. Basically, obviously it's all because a pig eats its own excrement. So they see it as a filthy animal. So, you know, it's unclean, which is strange. But I mean, the animal activists have a field day with halal, the way they slit the throat and let it bleed out. Not humane killing in any shape or form. So, you know, but the fact that we are England, the United Kingdom, we have our ways. So I don't understand how at any point they like the first Sharia court in England was 1982. Why even that? Bacon roll, bacon toasty, bacon and eggs. Do it for the beer can. Beer can. Like my beer can. But Sharia law has got to be literally the worst thing on this planet. How countries even implement it in the first place? I mean, it goes to show the mentality of like the Muslims, the Arab society, Islam, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Put it this way: if you're a woman and you're in Islam, you've got you have nothing. You're literally worth half that of every male. So I don't understand it. So yeah, do they? They don't like it. They do not like it. They are unclean. It's an animal. What do you expect? It makes me chuckle. Some of the stuff they come up with. But yeah, like you can see it all on screen now. I mean, take your pick. It's funny how it says by death, by death, by death, by death, by death, by death. Wow. That's you break the law, you're dead, basically. And like the picture showed up there, like thieving, you actually have your hand cut off. That's a bit OTT in 2025, even for 700 AD. But there's no way on God's earth Sharia law should ever be a thing. Ever. But something else that'll make you laugh. You never guess who's laughing at England. Who's laughing at England? Or the UK? Who's laughing at the UK? Germany. Germany are literally laughing at us because they're saying we have completely lost control of the immigration situation. German media has ridiculed the UK over the arrival of 30,000 migrants on the country's shores in small boats across the English Channel. Yesterday it was confirmed that the milestone had been reached during the new Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood's third day in the post. The figure is a record for this point in the year. Now, the German newspaper Bild has suggested that 5 years after leaving the EU, Britain faces the ruins of its migration policy. 1,097 people are in the UK in 17 boats on Saturday, bringing the total in 2025 so far to 30,100. But we've got a problem. It's not Houston, is it? United Kingdom, we got a problem. But the fact they're doing nothing about it. There's a blood bath for a reason. Cook a pig with cold, you ain't going to catch a cold. 700th century thinking 101. It'd be differently, yeah. Think differently, yeah. It's, I mean, Sharia law, it's just, I don't, honestly, I can't even get my head around how anyone even wrote that. And they're like, yeah, that's good. Yeah. But anyway, illegal immigration, the figure is 37% up on this point last year, and also 37% higher than at this stage in 2023, according to PA News Agency analysis. It is not just the number of refugees that is causing concern. It added that the UK has lost control over legal migration, and society and infrastructure are groaning under its weights. Well, at least Germany understands. It makes zero sense. How can Germany understand that? Like, you know, they probably know how to get us out of it as well. The UK government ain't got a clue. The outlet also said neither the healthcare system nor the housing market can keep pace with the sudden population explosion. No, I mean, well, what can we do? Or what are we doing? I did notice they're saying like the one in, one out. Yeah, for some reason, seems like Saturday, 1,097 in, none out. So, what can I say about that? They're filling their boots. Ministers are reportedly looking at using military bases to house asylum seekers in temporary but adequate accommodation as Starmer tries to get to grips with the migrant crisis. I mean, blimey heck. I've seen things go wrong before, but this is an absolute, like, takes the biscuit, do you not think? I mean, what are we supposed to do? As people, we can't do nothing. As a government, they're literally doing nothing. So are they not protecting the British people? So I think they really need to do something. But we've got an illegal immigration problem, and you think, right, you jump on that straight away, but apparently not. Miss Mahmood pledged to go further and faster on dealing with the issue. But did she, though? I mean, yes, I hear a lot said, but I never see a lot being done. She also said the government would look to bring forward proposals to change domestic legislation and guidance on how the European Convention on Human Rights is implemented in the UK, saying the balance between human rights and secure borders isn't in the right place at the moment. Well, they're saying about stripping the human rights, and then they've not really said anything else about it. So now it seems Ms. Mahmood is now saying it, but is she going to do anything about it? Or it's just going to be like words because they think, oh, the people want to hear this, and then don't actually do anything. In addition, the Home Secretary said that other members of the human rights were looking to Britain to play a leading role in reforming the convention, which entered into force in 1953. 1953? So how old is it? Like 75 years? She said other countries are struggling with the challenges of mass migration, maintaining our borders, and I think that this is a useful time for us to have a refreshed conversation, and I'm confident we can make more progress. Moreover, Ms Mahmood suggests that the UK could suspend visas for countries that do not agree to returns. All they got to do is go back to France. That's where they come from. Give them back to France. France will have them, and then they take them back to wherever they come from in France, and then it'd be like the domino effect, and backwards, dunk, dunk, dunk. Would it? I mean, that would make more sense. But don't know what to say about that, really. They can find land for immigrants, but cannot find land for the travelling community of the land. That's very true. That is very true. I did see there's videos travellers went to and they actually levelled it. I mean, it only took like 24 hours or something, and actually levelled it and got it all done so they can make it into like a caravan site. Literally, it was that quick. So if you want any work done, the travellers do it so quick. The traveller's lifestyle, that interests me. I do like that. They're probably the better people on the planet, you know, honest, doing their thing, keeping it real. Caravans and all. I love caravans. But yeah, I mean, I do hear a lot of negativity. I assume by your name, Travelling Gypsy, I assume you're a traveller. I bet that's so cool. Labour ain't going to do nout, and don't fall for it if they do. Yes, exactly. All this, all the Malfoy, and then actually look at it of like what they've actually followed through. It'd be nothing, absolutely nothing. 1,000,000%. So, being a traveller, where are you from? Or damn, I don't want to accuse. So I just sort of like in there. I'll be done for misgendering. I like that picture. You're taking the Banksy and put the on it. Very nice. So, yeah, people always say this and that. They try and like paint sort of the travelling community or gypsies. What do we call them? Travellers, gypsies? Are they two different things? Actually, I'm not educated enough. But people try and make out like you see a bad press about this and that, and I'm just like, you don't even know them. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything. Like these people, like well, like me, I actually get to know and understand the whole thing of Islam and all that Muslims and whatever. Then I comment. But from what I can see, because I don't know a lot about the actual travelling community, or is that what you call them, the travelling community? Sounds quite nice. This I don't actually know them personally, but I don't really know much about their life. But they look like I work for a traveller doing driveways. It's a short bloke, but he's really nice and paid well as well, doing the old tarmacking. Back in the day when I was actually fit. A London lady, half Irish, half English. Ooh, 50-50 then. London lady. So I don't want to miss Jen Jelly, so I know Irish I'll remember. So I can't be calling women men. You put your fist through the laptop and punch me in the face. But yes, I bet the travelling community actually live longer than everyone else because they're just stress free. I bet, maybe, I don't know. But even as a kid and as an adult, when we used to go on holidays, we could do the caravan holidays. I always say to the missus, "Oh, I could easily get like a motorhome and travel around England, Scotland, Wales. Travel, I'd love all that. Like not having a house, basically, just traveling. I'd love that. It'd be cool. But that'd be stress free, will it? As long as we don't break down." Yeah, man witch. I tell you, I've invented a female wizard, so I'm wizard, and my missus is a wizette. That's a female wizard. Wizette. I got that idea because of Smurfette. Because I like Smurfs. I might be 376, but I love me Smurfs. Me little blue people. But right, I've done the Sharia Law bit, haven't I? Yes. Got careful. I've got all my links and that's out. I've got some all ready for Thursday at 7. I've got some links here for Friday at 7, so I don't want to make sure I click on the wrong things. But yes, if there's anything you want to say or whatever, get it in the comments. I'm keeping my eye on it and I'll get it up on screen and read it out. If it's a question, I'll answer it. If it's a statement, I'll read it out. Not a problem. I've got my laptop a bit closer today because Electra Doc was saying about stuff yesterday, and I thought, oh, I can't reach, but now I can look, just in case I've got to look stuff up. Because there's so much going on, geez. So, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, they'll let me that made me chuckle when I first come out. Profoundly misguided. Israeli film industry responds to filmmaker boycott pledge. I mean, are they? This is how stupid people are. This is why they're actors, because they just haven't got a clue. The Israeli Producers Association has issued a statement following the news earlier this week that more than 1,300 artists in Hollywood and international A-listers like Olivia Colman, Tilda Swinton, Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Riz Ahmed and Javier Bardem. I just want to let the record straight, not heard of any of them, ain't got a clue who they are. Really don't care. But if you need a wizard, I'm up for it. Thou shalt not pass. There you go, see? I'll be brilliant as acting. Wherefore art thou? For the world is struggling because of Islam. There you go, see? Boosh, get me in Hollywood, mate. They've all signed a pledge to boycott Israeli film institutions that are implicated in genocide and apartheid against the Palestinian people. May I just say, there is no apartheid and there is no genocide. So what are they doing? Whoever they are, these actors and actresses that I've never heard of, don't worry, I can take his place. The artists, actors, directors, screenwriters, producers have signed a pledge created by filmmakers for Palestine. Oh my God. And decree the unrelenting horror in Gaza. There's nobody in Gaza. Literally everything that... Oh. There's a genocide, but the Palestinian figures have been going up and up and up. And they shouldn't be saying Palestinian because it's Judean Samaria. So anyway, further urging the industry to refuse silence, racism and dehumanization, and to do everything humanly possible to end complicity in their oppression. Islam is the oppression, sorry. I mean, are these people absolutely nuts? Is that why they're actors? Because they haven't got a clue about reality. Examples of being complicit in Israeli rights violations include whitewashing or justifying genocide and apartheid, which there isn't, and or partnering with a government committing them. What point? There is no genocide. There is no apartheid. What are these people on? Other high-profile names have signed the pledge, including Ken Loach, Yargos Lanthimos, Asif Kabadi, Joshua Oppenheimer, Lily Gladstone, Ayo Edebiri, Cynthia Nixon, Brian Cox, Josh O'Connor, Rebecca Hall, Benedict Wong, Gail Garcia Bernal, and Susan Sarandon. Nope, ain't got a clue who they are. Brian Cox, that's not the thingy bloke, is it? Can't be the one. Oh, I thought I'd follow the link there. I thought it might. No, I've never heard of any of them. Since the publication of the pledge this week, the number of signatories has reached 3,500. That is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. I'd sack them all. Never, ever let them work in Hollywood again. They actually want to support Palestine, Hamas, and Islamic terrorism. Other side with the Jews, who are being attacked left, right, and centre all the time. Representatives of Israeli cinema have started to speak out against the move. The Screenwriters Guild of Israel said that the campaign that has now won backing from 1,800 filmmakers will only deepen the darkness, while the Israeli Producers Association said that the signatories of this petition are targeting the wrong people and that the pledge is profoundly misguided. Yes, that. For decades, we Israeli artists, storytelling creators have been the primary voices to allowing audiences to hear and witness the complexity of the conflict, including Palestinian narratives and criticism of Israeli state policy, reads a statement of the Israel Producers Association. We work with Palestinian telling our shared stories and promoting peace and an end to violence through thousands of films, TV series and documentaries. We need to find a different word for Palestinians because there is no Palestine, so you can't be a Palestinian. It continues, this call for boycott is profoundly misguided. Yes. By targeting us, the creators who give a voice to diverse narratives and foster dialogue, these signatories are undermining their own cause and attempting to silence us. This short-sighted act seeks to eliminate precisely the collaborative efforts working toward ending violence and achieving peace. We will not allow this. We will push back in our efforts to end violence and bring just peace to our region for the benefit of all. It's absolutely nuts. I've read some things in my time, but I mean, there's the full letter as well. But that's actually crazy. Get it? What are these people doing? There are also 2 million Palestinians with Israeli citizenship, and Palestinian civil society has developed context-sensitive guidelines for that community. I thought it was the astrologer Brian Cox. About 40 minutes long. Okay. Carl Cox. Howard Cox. Looks like an avocado toast eater. Avocado toast eater. Very good geese. But yeah, I mean, blimey heck. It's ironic, as the right are literally trying to save the left's lives by protesting it against the Islamists. Yeah, I know. And these pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine people are just absolutely lost the plot. Yeah, I knew he was a DJ. I remember I'm on the right age for that. But I know what you meant. I know. I knew that one. But Brian Cox, I was the astrologer, the star, and that. But I clicked the link and it went to some weird page with actors on it, so maybe not. Hope not. I mean, you can't be that smart and then actually cheer for a place that doesn't exist. I did see a video of some girl crying because she said her DNA was Palestinian. There's no such thing as Palestine, so how are you going to have Palestinian DNA? It's ridiculous. Judea and Samaria. End of. Stop talking nuts. What's up with these people? It's crazy. Stuff we've got to put up with. But anyway, I'm through all my stuff, so I don't know if you want to, is there anything you want to say, people, in the chat, or talk about Sharia law, or Palestine, and the fact that it's just pure evil, and supporting Palestine, supporting Hamas, which is just not a good look. But it's all fun and games, happy days. And don't forget, tomorrow will be live at 7 p.m. Going to give it a go on Thursday at 7 p.m. and Friday 7 p.m. So I've got plenty of time to get all my stuff ready. So that would be good, doing 7 p.m. Also on those days, the reason I've done that is because if I've got any videos that I need to make or whatever, I can upload them earlier on those days. So, you know, smart cookie me. So, yeah. But yeah, I think that's me done for today. I've done all my bits and bobs and said what I needed to say, and it's all good. I'll keep an eye on what's going on in the news, and then obviously I'll bring the news, and we shall discuss about the Labour Party in Keir Starmer. Should it go? Should Keir's go? Be replaced? Or should the whole Labour Party just boom, get out? Get out. That'd be a good discussion. Plus, obviously, the news. So join me for that Thursday 7 p.m. And then Friday 7 p.m. we have Islam, the religion of peace. True or false? So that'd be a good one. So don't forget, Thursdays and Fridays 7 p.m. Saturday through to Wednesdays 3 p.m. Happy days. So I'm going to give that a go. I've got to stay on the ball. Even though I'm wizard, got to stay with me wand. But yes, it's happy days. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for all the comments, beats and tapes, Electrodoc. It's all good in the hood. Got to keep going. And obviously, the more lives I get under my belt, hopefully the more people are tuning in, the more people I follow. And then the more chat we get. And we're just going to grow into a big wizard fam. So happy days. So until tomorrow, Thursday. Unless you're watching this on catch up. It could be Thursday, it could be tonight. Ooh. But yes, happy days. Thank you, everyone. Take it easy. Stay safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave any comments below. And I'll see you tomorrow, in the words of Big Tapes. Ta-ta for now. Electrodoc, happy days. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And that is the wizard's words.